Last Thanksgiving, we did, I think we called it like Conspiracy Theory Thanksgiving. And we all had to make slideshows and we like presented our best conspiracy theories with each other. Like we literally just did this a few months ago.
Love this idea.
Like, it was all over the place.
And you had to have like supporting like literature and stuff.
We had to have supporting arguments. We had the slides, like I had pictures, I had videos. Like we all just went, and they were all very different. I think someone did like, did we really land on the moon? Like that. That's one you've probably heard of. I think mine was if the earth is flat. I really feel like that could be.
Is it?
I think it is. I think it is.
Could be flat.
I think it could be.
Okay.
Yeah, but I had to have all these supporting arguments. But I was like, it was actually so funny and so much fun.
All right, Leanna Crawford on the Joy FM. Thank you so much for coming in and chatting with me a little bit.
Thanks for having me.
I am so curious. So you are a newlywed. Big old congrats on that one.
Thank you. Thank you.
I remember when I got married, there were a lot of surprises because living with a boy. Mm-hmm. Okay, can you relate to me on this? Mm-hmm. My husband was shocked about the amount of hair everywhere. He legit was like, honey, are you going bald? And I was like, no, this is a girl thing. There's just going to be a lot of hair and you're just going to have to power through that.
Yeah.
I was shocked not having a girl roommate to like be my stylist. Like he was thinking I was wanting him to say, you look good. And I was like, no. I need you to tell me, does my belt match my shoes? Did I get all the curls in the back of my hair?
Yeah.
So what were some of your like, wow, didn't see that one coming?
I'm thankful because he's like he's a very organized and like clean person. So I think that is nice because I feel like a lot of times you're like, you start living with a boy and you're like, they're really messy. But like he does like his own laundry. Like I don't have to do that. Like it's amazing. Like that's good. But we did have definitely the hair. If he finds like a hair somewhere, he's like, hey, you lost this. Which is
like he wants to return it.
Like that's so gross. I was like, no, it's not. That's disgusting.
You're like, no take backs.
Yeah. No. So when we like first got married, we were going to the store and like getting things for our apartment, and it was like our first little argument we had as a married couple, and we were going through, and it was not really an argument, but it was like he had like a very specific brand of toilet paper that he liked. And I was like, I just have never thought about that. Like ever. I don't know. Guys are so weird. But we just have specific things. That was like too much information, but I don't know.
Well, and he plays basketball. So do you ever play horse with him? And does he ever give you like a sympathy win?
We actually, that's so funny. We just played this weekend and we played pig. So it was just like, just very quick game. But I beat him. And I was very proud of that. So he probably took it easy on me, but I was like, he had to shoot left-handed, but still.
You got to win.
Yeah. He's like basically touches the rim. So
if the whole music thing doesn't work out, maybe you should seek a career in basketball.
I've thought about it.
You think harder. You could do that. I got you. I'll buy a ticket. Front row right there. Yeah, girl.
You'd be the only one.
I would want you to sing while you played though. Could you do that?
I could definitely do that.
Okay.
I've done that before. Not basketball, but other things.
We'll ask later. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have a lot of follow-up questions on this one.
Yeah.
All right. So if you don't mind, I'm going to jump right into your new song and your new record that's coming out. Super excited about it because Still Waters. Wow. The verse that says anxiety hates Psalm 23. That was amazing. Was there something going on in your life where Psalm 23 was your anthem? Like was what you just told yourself that truth?
Yeah, I think even like when I wrote the song, it's just so crazy how like music works. Like I wrote the song 2 years ago and then now it's coming out, like, which is just crazy. But I feel like just different seasons of life, I'm, just go through some ups and downs, valleys and mountains, the whole thing. But especially in that season, I was like very anxious and I was kind of coming out of, I didn't really know that I was depressed, but looking back, I was like, I was definitely depressed. Like I didn't know that. But I wasn't sleeping. I just like, it was a season I just really needed to grow. And I'm so thankful that God was so kind and steady through that season. But Psalm 23 has always been one of those anchor psalms, I feel like, for a lot of people, but it's just so good. And so that is just brought me a lot of peace, and just very thankful for it.
Well, I am thankful that you were willing to dig deep. That in your anxiety, you're like, okay, I'm going to write a song. And I think it's amazing who you wrote it, like for, because, or who you wrote it about. Your great aunt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's like the sweet. I got to meet her when she was in her hundreds, but she's the sweetest lady. She found out she was going blind when she was in her 40s, and so she decided to memorize the whole Bible. And so when I met her in her hundreds, she was very sharp and just loved the Lord so much. She was still ministering to people. Like when we went and saw her, we hung out with her for a couple of hours, and like while we were there, several people called her and asked for prayer. Like she's in her hundreds and she's still loving and ministering to people, which was so inspiring. But she like gave us some tips on how to memorize verses, and she was just like, it was just like the love of Jesus just poured out of her. And so this, like, it's very sweet to be able to talk about her and honor her in this way, because she's led my mom to Jesus when my mom was 7. And so I like think about just like the legacy that she had then on my mom and then me, because I'm like, without her, I don't know that I'd be here. I don't know that I would probably know Jesus the way that I do. And so I'm very, very grateful for her. So it's really sweet to be able to like share her story.
Well, and the ripple effect of her legacy, that you're here now writing Jesus songs, combating your anxiety with God's truth because you had a great aunt that, you know, in her 40s, she could have just been like bitter and angry.
Right.
But she didn't. Almost kind of like you, like leaned
Right.
into God's truth.
Right. Right. When you find something like that out, like her first initial thing was like, I'm going to memorize the Bible. I don't know if she got Leviticus, but like, I think she did most of it. Like, it was pretty amazing.
I mean, yeah. I
Like-
mean, Leviticus is just hard to read alone.
Yeah. Yeah. So she may have, I probably should have asked. I think she had like 90% of the Bible though, like most of it, which is, but you could just tell, like it was just pouring out of her. It was just like more even from her heart than from her mind. Like it was just a part of her, which I think is so special, very inspiring. I need to do better about memorizing because it's so good when I have it. But yeah, very thankful for her.
Now, you said that she had some tips on how to memorize. Do you remember any of those tips? Because
Yes.
maybe that could help me.
No, I was talking about it with my sister actually, because her and I went with my parents to meet her, and we were like trying to remember, because I just remember her specifically saying, you read it 5 times, you write it down 5 times, and you say it out loud 5 times, and you do like a little bit at a time. And I was like, that's a good, like to write it down, to read it, and then say it out loud. And she's like, then you got it. And I was like, okay, we're gonna do it. So that was her little thing.
When you told your mom, or maybe you didn't, I'm hoping you did. I was going to make for an awkward question. Sorry, I need you to fake it. But when you said, like, Mom, I have this new album coming out and I'm doing it in honor of your aunt, my great aunt, what was her response?
She was very excited. For her, like, I mean, she was a very special person in my mom's life. And so it's been really sweet because, like, even this morning I was talking to my mom about her, and she was just like sharing. And so I think it's really sweet for my mom to honor her legacy in that way, and to be able to share, like, even share more about her with me. And she was like, even sharing this morning, she was like, well, she was a huge reason why your dad knew Jesus. And because, like, my dad wasn't raised really, he wasn't really raised in the church. And so she's like, he remembers sitting on the floor. She just sat on the floor and just like loved on him and shared about Jesus. And that was like huge. So I think for my mom, it's sweet for her to be able to kind of to share more about her and to share with me, but also it's just like, it's very sweet, very sweet. So my mom was very excited for sure.
Well, it's such a huge honor, I'm sure, for your mom to be like, yeah.
No, for real. And like for my mom, that's the reason. She's like, when I was 7, she led me. She's like, she taught me John 3:16, and I asked Jesus into my heart. And she's like, I definitely, lost my way, but she's like, I always knew the truth. And I was like, came back to that, which is so cool.
What a great reminder that it's not these big grand gestures. It's living your life out day by day, and following Jesus. That's what makes the biggest impact, right? The biggest ripple effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Leanna, I want to get to know you better.
Okay.
So we're going to have a game, all
I
right?
love
It is a disco. Hang on a second. I got to do it very theatrically for you.
Okay.
Disco ball of fun.
Disco ball of fun.
How was that?
That was beautiful.
Did it set the
No,
the stage
it's
for
there.
you?
I love that.
Okay, so you, my friend,
Okay.
let me, I don't want you cheating.
Okay.
I'm not accusing you of cheating. I'm just saying I don't want you to be
closing my eyes.
tempted. There are some fun questions in here.
Okay.
You're going to reach into my little magical ball and grab one and answer. But if there comes a question that you're like, girl, I ain't doing that. You
Okay.
can do the reverse card and
Oh.
make me answer it.
I got to put you on the spot.
You can put me
How
on the
many
spot.
times?
I'm not saying I'm going to answer it correctly or truthfully, but whatever. I'm just kidding. I kid, kids. Always be truthful at home.
Yeah. Okay, so I just go. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What is a conspiracy theory you could believe with very little convincing? This is actually so funny because last Thanksgiving we did. This is so funny. Our family's just, who knows, we're wild. But we did, I think we called it like conspiracy theory Thanksgiving, I think is what we called it. And we all had to make slideshows and we like presented our best conspiracy theories with each other. Like we literally just did this a few months ago.
Love this idea.
It was all over the
And
place.
you had to have like supporting
Yeah.
like literature and
Yeah,
stuff.
we had to have supporting arguments. We had the slides, like I had pictures, I had videos, like we all just went, and they were all very different. I don't know because I kind of feel like I don't know anything. I feel like anything, who knows? I know that I love Jesus. I know he loves me, and then everything else.
But what was your Thanksgiving? What did you present on? Because I'm very
What did I
gullible, so you
present?
could probably convince me.
I'm gonna sound crazy. I don't know. I feel like, and it was more also. You're like you could just convince a family. I think someone did like, did we really land on the moon? Like that. That's one you've probably heard of. I think mine was if the Earth is flat. I really feel like that could be.
Is it?
I think it is. I think it is.
Could be flat.
I think it could be.
Okay.
Yeah, but I had to have all these supporting arguments. But I was like, it was actually so funny and so much fun.
I am going to steal that. My
Yeah.
family, we're going to do that Thanksgiving.
No, you should. It was the best time. Like we were just laughing the whole time. I asked a new one. Okay.
Let's do it. Come on.
Do I do another one? Yeah. I feel like you're learning. Okay. If you had to land a plane, do you think you could and why? Oh, wow.
Like successfully landed.
Like
okay?
successfully landed.
Not just let gravity take hold.
No, I don't think there's an autopilot for landing, is there? Like, I don't think. What kind of plane? Is it a commercial? Like, is it a huge plane or is it a prop plane?
This is your pretend space. So
okay.
whatever you want it to be. But let's say commercial just for the fear factor, and then you get the news.
Oh yeah, that'd
You'd be like the hero.
Any pub is good pub, right? Yeah, I don't know that I could do that. I think there's a lot of complicated buttons. I think I would like to think I could, but I don't think I could do that.
You don't think, okay.
I would like to think I'm competitive. I'm like I could land this plane, but no, I think we would probably crash.
Okay.
That's kind of
in this
sad.
situation, any kind of crazy situation, are you the one that's like running to the solution, or are you like panicking and running out the door?
I'm running. I want to solve the problem.
Okay, so
I'm
you
there.
would be in the cockpit.
No, I would be there. I would be telling everybody what
But
to
you
do.
would be like, I'm going to say this in confidence, but like fully well knowing that this is going down. It's going to get ugly.
Yeah. No, like I will have opinions. I will share and I will be like, this is how we're going to do it. Like but we might not survive.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
that's
Fair enough.
are you like, okay, there's a lot of questions in here. Oh, wait, I did that one.
Oh,
We
wanna
can't
change
do
your
that one
answer?
again? Yeah, I do want to change my answer. It was about Bigfoot. No, there's actually a lot of Bigfoot people in Washington where I'm from.
because that's where he lives.
Yeah, that's where Bigfoot is.
Yeah, that's where he vacations at.
yeah.
That's his
Yeah,
summer
I think
home.
he's real.
Could
I
be.
don't know. What was your worst job? Well, it wasn't a bad job though, but people might think it's like gross, but like I loved this job, but my job was like working at the barn and like cleaning horse manure. But like I loved that job.
And what?
I feel like I want to use,
Why did you like that job? Okay, I need.
It's very therapeutic. It's like very to like just scoop horse manure. It sounds very weird, but very therapeutic. Okay. So people would say, what was your worst job? I'm using the reverse card.
Okay, reverse. Okay. My worst job, I don't know why anyone thought this was a good idea, but I was like a daycare teacher when I was in high school.
Okay.
So if you think about me now,
Yeah.
think like even more immature, and then throw her in a room full of kids. And it was like an after school program. And I just didn't, I don't want to be in control of all that many kids. I thought I was going to be a teacher. And then like my first day on my job, I was like, maybe this is not for me. And when I had to like pull kids' teeth, and then there was like one little boy that like broke his arm, and like, I just couldn't do it. And then they were asking me for their like help with their homework. And I was like, I'm barely getting through high school. Because it was after school. Yeah. So, and I was like, I need you to know I'm barely graduating high school. Like I can't help you with your subtraction.
You're like, that looks good.
Just
keep going,
say it with
kid.
confidence. Land that plane, right? All right. Hey, Leanna, thank you so much for playing my game and for answering all my questions. I had so much fun getting to know you better.
Thanks for having me.